So Razer dropped out the new Viper V3 Pro, and we're going to take a deep look inside and take it apart bit by bit and examine exactly what they've done. You'll be surprised with this one. It's definitely showing some similarities with the Superlight from Logitech. So let's go take a look. You're not sure I am? I'm Bearded Bob, been gaming for over 35 years, well into gaming tech and modding mice and keyboards, play games like Valorant, Tarkov. So if you like that kind of content, then stick around, this is the channel for you. So it's time to take it apart. Let's have a look. We'll take it apart, weigh each bit, see how it's constructed, give my opinion on this Viper V3 Pro, and we'll yeah, see how it's built, see if it's any better than Hyperspeed. So that's what it weighs first. 55 grams, not bad. So what do you reckon? Do you have a guess? Screws at the back only, I reckon? Not at the front? Let's find out. I'm not a fan of the skate. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, they've put 2 screws at the front. That's a shame. 0.8, so pretty standard. That's the one. That's 1.5 grams. That one front skate. There's 2 more screws, but it's come off nice and clean. Don't know whether the batteries, but could at least hold that out a little bit. You know what I mean? Could be another 1.5 grams, isn't it? Could be 3 grams worth of skates there. Okay, so looks like we've got the posi, the torque screws. T6H, mine reckons, but I don't know. Hard to say. Got the world's smallest screw. Beastie antenna on the corner there. Bit of ribbon cable. So they have changed it with the skeleton inside. They've changed the style a little bit. It looks like that's one small PCB. Interesting. So they have changed a bit on this. So the battery always looks a little bit bigger. Razer may be listening to some of the construction that we talk about now, because they've been a bit lacking. It's pretty small PCB that. That is a small PCB. Interesting antenna. How far that is forward. It's a shame you can't part the battery without taking the PCB out. Might be able to force it, but can we? Oh yeah, just be careful there. I'm struggling to read it with my own man eye. Hang on. Got the world's tiniest text. 306 milliamp. The world's tiniest label. 306 there, yeah. So the first people to put in a decent sized battery, to be fair. 55 grams, that's pretty good. A bit of a mess of it taken out. And at 5 grams in weight, which is pretty good. Let's compare that to this is the default Logitech one, which is actually heavier, and that's 240 milliamp. Got 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. Tiny one, standard screw. Look at this PCB, tiny. The gold trimming reminds me a bit like the MK1, MK2s. Because the antenna is actually longer, but you couldn't really. It's hard to measure, it's probably like that with the antenna, but it's hard to show. If you're looking at modding with it, which VGM is pretty good for that. weird shape. See what the specs are. So this has got a Razer FP-2 sensor. Interesting. Presumably means it's $33.95. Razer's firmware. Is it running the Nordic? Yeah, it's running the Nordic sensor, the NS2, is it 840? Onto the base. So pre-riveted, plastic riveted power button. At the end of the world. Don't know why they didn't hollow out the battery. Like, why not? Why not just cut it out? Because you're going to hide it anyway, I guess. Still annoys me they don't actually smooth off the skates. So you can put any skates on it. Now you've prefixed this weird shape unless you put something inside it. Like the sides on the battery and stuff, you don't need that. It's that stuck down, it ain't going to move. Like the sides don't stop it rattling around. But yeah, quite a small sensor slot as well. Quite a flexible base, they definitely thinned it. So much else says ABS top right corner. It says CAV 3. And I can't see any more project names or anything. Feels like 10 grams. It's even lighter. Damn, I'm losing my touch. Well, there's a slightly different design from Razer. We haven't seen them use this. Maybe done the other Vipers, but they've hollowed it out a bit more. Maybe we've seen this in the original Viper V1 and then they took it out and started doing weird things inside. Interesting on the scrollwheel. That's quite a different style. It's like the LED, I guess, but they haven't. Looks like they've gone for this traditional scrollwheel setup, but we'll find out. Might be different switches because they haven't got these look soldered. Let's find out. 4 screws, 1, a 2, a 3, 4. That's a shame. I thought, when I looked under here, I thought, oh, they've changed the mechanical switch, but they haven't. There's the mech switch on the side. Tricked me. Go for the same encoder as Razer, as the G Pro X2, or all the way around, Logitech copy Razer, isn't that the TTC Blue? Got the micro side switches I'm not a fan of, but everyone seems to be using them now. With the Daewoo switch. Not seen that one before now. That's the weird ribbon cable, so it's like, it goes off in 2 directions. Comes up here into this clip. There is a secondary PCB, which is how they get the other ones so light, but like Logitech. I mean, I kind of feel like Razer might be copying Logitech a little bit. The more we look at this, with like the two PCB tier, same encoder maybe. This like skeleton thing, it was a bit like G Pro XE. What do you reckon? You have to lift up this little flap. So using the Daewoo switch, micro switch, it's interchangeable, some kind of PCB. This is a small ribbon cable they're putting here though. If that number helps anybody, I have no idea what that is. Looks like we've got 2 screws here as well. Pretty standard scrollwheel from Razer, nothing we haven't seen before. 0.7 grams. Quite a thin rubber, so the thickest. So this is what the PCB looks like. So it gives me Logi vibes for the mains. Look at this weird side button. I haven't seen one of these before. A little bit of a look. Hang off these switches. Good to see they kept the same generation switches. You can swap them around if you really want. What version this is? I presume it's Gen 3 or whatever they are at the minute. So they're rocking an 8mm TTC, blue, again, same as Logi. It's actually the same height encoder as well, ironically. What a weird switch for the scroll wheel 3. I haven't seen one like that before. It's like, you know, I've not seen that switch. Different scroll wheel switch. And then we've got a skeleton. Interesting. Feels pretty light. It's got to be like no more than 3 grams tops. Oh, it's close. Now we're looking at the shell, which I generally have quite a few problems with Razers, but I tried to tweak it slightly here. Got a bit of a bigger bridge maybe at the front, but the main part is I'm still using rivets, plastic rivets, and especially on the sides. But they have put a screw in to try and stabilise some of the wobble, which I know they've been having. But is it fixed down? They're pretty rigid, them, to be fair. I mean, they're pretty firm now, so maybe the screws helped it. I mean, in all honesty, taking the screws out has done pretty much nothing, I would say. So, I don't really see the point in the screws, because even once you take them out, they're still sat in like a ditch. They're not going to go sideways because they're not going to. And they're riveted anyway, so it's not like that's causing a flex. They haven't got any blocker for pre-travel on the sides, but we didn't see any on that, to be fair. Not much we could show here. Got this little bit here to stop people pulling the button up forwards. Not too much movement in them. Not bad, but another thing you can see, it's got this side bit, but yeah, I don't know. Seems okay. Main complaint would be they're using plastic rivets still, but there you go. What do you reckon the weight? So just to determine if I need to retire or not. I'm gonna have to go 14 grams. I'm going. Oh my days! Forgot about the buttons. Holy moly! Don't. Hey, well, overall, I think Razer's certainly done some good improvements here on the building of this quality. Razer's certainly done some improvements with the build quality. Don't like the front skate still. I like the way they put it together now as one piece though, but still a bit weird. Not rounding it enough. It's still going to catch on some pads, I think. I don't like the plastic rivets still. I've just got something against it. Although these do seem a lot better than the Hyperspeed, for instance. Seems to have made some changes from that. Base is nicer. Inner skeleton. Tiny ass PCB. Like, I wouldn't even touch the Hyperspeed. I'd have this one all day long. I don't like the coating. Coating's too smooth. Don't know how they're still messing up coatings these days in most companies, but here we go. And it feels a bit of a Logitech clone with like the way they've done the PCBs and bits, like taking some on the skeleton. Definitely give me a Logi vibe, but definitely built better than a cheaper X anyway.